I feel like
30 minutes of friends talk about everything that matters to women. Welcome to the lounge.
Understandings of like etiquette when it comes to elevators. Some people would walk into the elevator, continue their loud conversation on their phone, and then I think what angers me the most are people that are watching videos and they're on the loudest setting in the elevator and they're just sitting there laughing with their video as if no one else is there in the elevator, you know, not respecting anyone's space. That's the second thing that could happen. Third thing is I could be walking into the elevator with a friend and we're talking about something, right? And then that friend doesn't stop talking. That's where I'm like staring at people. Right? So there's so many scenarios and situations you can be in an elevator. But one that I will never allow myself to be in is an overpacked elevator. Right? One where the thing is going off and someone needs to get up. I'm like, I will happily get off that elevator. Because I feel like people on the other side should have the decency to look and be like, okay, there isn't any space. I'm not going to go in there. But I noticed that people don't have that. Anyway, the list goes on and I will rant a bit more in a bit, but I want to know, what are your opinions? What angers you in an elevator?
I don't know. You should go first because honestly, I don't have a long list.
But I think the most annoying part is the fact when you're standing there and there is a person that is facing you in the elevator.
Oh yeah.
They're just looking at you.
They're just like that. No, it's like, you know, it's a robot mode like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I turn my face right and facing the mirror or anything else. I'd rather just be cornered or anything like that rather than facing the person. And like you said, sometimes they'd be so loud when they're talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Like, hello? Well, the whole conversation goes on and it just like doesn't stop. And I'm like, when are you going to stop? There's no service. What's happening? Are they actually there on the other side? Like, hello? So it's like, it's kind of annoying. I'd rather not deal with that.
Yeah, I have an issue with people just getting super close to me, and I feel like if it's full space, you have a full space of an elevator and there's no one over there, you left every single space out there, you came and you like stood right next to me or like right behind me. That don't make me comfortable. I don't like that. So kindly stay in your lane, I'll stay in my lane, just to mind my business, honestly. But also, like, I don't mind elevator conversations as long as you're trying to like break the awkwardness and like, oh, you can ask like, oh, which floor are you going to? Let me press on the buttons or something. But that's it. Or like someone walks in and then they just start saying some weird stuff and they leave and then you just look at the other person and you laugh. These kind of like little conversations or like just to break the awkwardness is okay. But if you don't know me, why you're talking to me in the elevator? And also, I don't like when people do talk loudly on the phone. And I usually get really embarrassed. Like the minute I walk in the elevator, I always say, I'm in an elevator, just give me a second so I can be quiet, because it's just, I feel like everyone is hearing your conversation.
So true.
Like, so if you walked in the elevator and you hold the conversation, I'm gonna listen. I want to know what's happening, and I'm gonna eavesdrop. I want to know what also the person on the other end is talking about on the phone.
You're forced to it, basically.
Yeah,
you're forced to it.
Yeah, so true. But like that's the issue, and also exactly what you said. When people know that the elevator is full, and then you're forcing yourself in, sir and ma'am, you're talking about an elevator that carry a certain kind.
Exactly.
Certain number. Hello, the way you're forcing it, what if we fall because of that?
Because of precautions, Oh, and then it's falling and you have no space to like even save your own life from how busy it is in there.
So true.
Like, no, thank you.
Exactly.
But have you noticed something else? We all know when, you know, the elevator gets there, the people inside get to leave before you walk in.
Yeah.
But some people would be standing right at the door. Like, I don't know how they can breathe.
Yeah.
Doors open,
they're not letting you
I'm
walk
trying
through.
to leave, I cannot leave, although they didn't even go in. And then others that will shove you and, you know, and then you're just stuck in the corner. Like, excuse me.
Yeah.
So I feel like people should start understanding how to act in elevators.
Yeah. But you know, also I don't like when you're walking to the elevator and it's open with that person trying to close the elevator. Are you that type,
that's
you're
me.
that kind of person?
That's moi. Moi.
No, that's very. You do
me.
that?
Yeah, I do
Both
that.
of you guys?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
That's very rude.
Sometimes.
Most times.
Sometimes. Don't look at me like that. It's
I'm looking at both of you guys like that.
No, just before someone actually crosses by, not like when someone's
Not
about
like
to come through.
not when the person is
Not
at the
when
door.
there's someone.
Okay, they made eye contact. You know they're coming.
No, they have not made eye contact.
None of my
with
business.
me.
Honestly, this is going to get really heated because me and Imani don't agree with us right now. So let's take a quick break. I've mentioned before that I'm very patient when it comes to waiting for anything and everything, and that's why I don't mind queues or waiting in lines. I will do it happily. A line does not scare me. As long as the line is going great, as in everyone is in a straight line, it's not like a crowd of people and then I have to shove my way through the crowd, I'm happy. But that also means that it could be a 30-minute wait, sometimes an hour, you never know. Depends on where you are. And you need something like to accompany you, like a device, a book, a friend. I feel like me and Iman are gonna have the same routine, but ladies, what do you do usually waiting in queues?
I genuinely love queues, but not that long. Like something that is like right in the middle. I love it so much. You talk about like half an hour, because it is a time for me to read my book.
Okay.
I always carry a book on me. I always keep a book in the car just in case. No, you know what? Because I genuinely love reading.
Yeah.
But then I always say I don't have time for it. I don't have time for it. And then I remember I watched this actress and she was talking about. She was like, my mom always taught me to carry a book with me just in case I have a free time you can read. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So I started doing that and it's been phenomenal. Like I don't even read at home because usually even if I have time, I just want to rest.
Right.
But when I'm out, I'm like, you know what? I have nothing. So I'm always on my book and I would finish it quick. And it's like, it's a perfect time to have clarity.
Yeah.
It's so great. But then sometimes I love having my phone, but I don't even go on social media. I go to like Pinterest. I like to look for inspiration, like whatever it is. And I always imagine like how I can make a video or something, like whatever it is that I want to like plan for the future. It's always Pinterest. So either this, I'm trying to plan the future for myself.
Okay.
Or I'm reading a book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, for me, I think I'm not the type of person who enjoys really much the queues. You know, like no, just no for me. But if I do have to, I'm definitely scrolling through the social media, definitely, and I'll be checking up ideas and stuff like that, or just basically listening to my music or something that I would like to hear. But if it's a person, I'm definitely the solo type that likes to go alone, on about doing my own thing, finishing just stuff everywhere I go. Like I would really love to be alone because I know I'm not going to be worried about the other person.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Thank you very much.
It's just I worry about them. It's not like a disrespectful thing. It's just like you have to see where they're going, or they're two behind you, or like two steps in front of you. I'm like, do I have the energy for that? I barely have the energy to even go out. So especially these days. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just sit down, scroll through social media, and if it's a long queue, I'm definitely not going to be the one waiting.
Exactly.
I'll pass.
Definitely, I'm so with you.
Yeah.
Not on passing on the queue, but I'm with you on the do it solo. I remember right after COVID, or even during when they opened up the malls, the lines to the brands were so long.
Yeah.
It would take you a few business days to get in. That's where I don't want anyone with me for real. Because imagine, I'm not trying to be rude, but imagine like taking a friend that's going to want to talk the whole hour I'm waiting in line.
Yeah.
I already have a headache by the time we get to the end of the line.
Yeah.
I noticed I'm not a fan of talking and communicating like while we're waiting for something on a plane. That's where I like to zone out. Right? It's like God gave me 30 minutes to an hour of zero distractions, just like having to stand up and wait in a line. That's where I'm gonna have my headphones in. If I have like a new album that I'm obsessed with, it's gonna be on repeat. I'm singing in my head, you know what I mean? And I'm probably playing a game on my phone. Sometimes I'm on social media. Just a few things. Sometimes I take the time to reply to all my messages if I need to send a long voice message where I'm doing a big update to a friend. But I definitely don't want to be standing there with a friend, having a conversation, and then looking around like, who heard that? Because it's uncomfortable.
That's so true.
I kind of avoid that.
You know, but also like I think the queues, it depends on what kind of queues. If we were standing, these are like the worst ones you could ever go through.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah, but if really?
Yeah, I don't like sitting for too long. So as soon as I'm done filming, that's why I'm like running, because I can't sit.
Yeah, but
I can't do that.
I'll take that over like standing in the queue, because
sitting kills me. You know when you're at a clinic with your number just sitting and waiting?
Yeah, but you can move around anyways.
Yeah, but it's not the vibe.
But also like the long queue is not a vibe. If you're standing, it's just like it bothers me so much. Right here where I don't know what to do, truly, because I genuinely get irritated. I get anxious also that there's a long queue. And also I'm like, I need to get this thing done. And if someone is talking, that will make it more easier for me to go through it. But how about this? We go for a quick break and we'll be right back.
I was recently on a trip to Dubai and I had to go to the mall a lot there, unfortunately. But I noticed like I would use the mall as to get my steps in, to have lunch, dinner, to try certain coffees, local coffee shops, and also shop and buy what I need. But what I noticed with that mall is all I need to do is enter it to be lost. It was the worst few days of my life, and it kind of became a rite of passage to get lost in that mall every single time. Like I'd be running in wanting to grab one thing or go straight to my dinner reservation, but that's impossible, right? Like
it's so true.
No, you have to walk around for an hour and a half. That was on a good day. I walked around for an hour and a half trying to figure out where I'm going. So I remember the first 2 days. There's so many security men in that mall that I'd see one, I'd ask him, he'd be like, go straight, then right. I'd do that, still no store. I'd ask the next one, I'd find another one at the right. And it would go on for hours. I'd be going in circles. And then I think it was the last day of my trip, which was not very smart of me. I was going to grab something from that mall. And I was like, wait, we are in Dubai. There's an app for anything and everything. Actually, I know there's an app for this mall. Because you cannot just normal map it inside a mall. I tried doing that, trust me. I got that desperate. I downloaded the app and I was able to make it to the store within a few minutes. And I was like, wow, if I only used my brain a few nights ago, this trip would have been very different, because I didn't make it to certain plans and reservations because I was lost in that mall, to be completely honest with you ladies. So how do you deal with trying to find something in a mall or asking for a direction? Do you ask someone? Do you try to figure it out? Are you looking for the map? What do you do?
Well, your idea of an app for the whole mall was amazing, to be fair. And I know for a fact it's very helpful, because I know it's just way easier than asking people and asking all around, you know, and it's just direct and it's there. However, if I am just lost and I know there's no app for the certain place I'm in, then I'm looking for security or information desk just in case, because I think they know more about everything else. However, there are times where there's no security or information desk. The right here where I start to go old school and I'm asking people. And trust and believe, sometimes it makes me really anxious, but there's a lot of times where actually people really help me to get to my destination happily, with not even and they just go above and beyond just to help you out.
So true.
And people just like to help, you know what I mean? But it depends on where you at though. When I remember when I was in New York, girl, ain't nobody wanted to help.
No one's gonna help you in New York, honey.
No, but then you know what? Once they were like, oh, just go there and go there. You should not, you know what I mean? That's their lifestyle.
You're getting bullied.
Exactly.
While you're out. I wouldn't ask. I'd be lost for days.
And I thought I could click. I could you know, but they can tell that you're a tourist, and I couldn't. So right here, I downloaded every single app possible just in case. But I know if I'm going to any Arab country, I'm not really worried because people are always there to help out.
That's true. But speaking of that mall, it's a very smart thing that they actually did. I remember they had an ad for it, and it was running all over the mall. So it was a great idea. I wish I really downloaded that app, honestly. I really wish, because I've been getting lost for 2 hours, and it's an exhausting experience just having to get there. It's not even you're missing out on certain stores or anything it's just the whole it's a maze, and it's huge, and it's just get me out of here. I just want to eat and go to sleep. I'm so done with it. And the moment you're looking for a taxi, because there is a place that takes you, that's where you get lost. And it's a long way. It's a long way to head to that place. It's a whole bridge that takes you.
It is so far.
And you think it's somewhere. You think it's somewhere in Kuwait where they have the small bridge and it's done. You're going down there. But once you head there, it's it's exhausting.
It's over for you. Exactly. I remember, you know what, getting lost looking for a store is half a problem. But for me, if I'm hungry and I've already been hungry for hours, and in my head I'm gonna go eat now, and then it takes me an hour and a half to find the restaurant, it's over for me. Plus, if I'm at the breaking point where if I don't leave the mall right now, I'm probably gonna, I don't know, faint or something, you know, I need to leave. And finding the exit.
Social anxiety starts to happen.
Seriously, that's where I'm I am feeling claustrophobic in a big space. Not being able to leave. So it's just going in circles, and I think that app is the best invention on the planet, and I hope it rolls out everywhere.
So the idea of the app, it should be prominent and dominant nowadays. But how about this? We go for a quick break and we'll be right back.
I feel like lately I've been bringing up etiquette a lot, but since we brought up the mall too and getting lost in a mall, figuring out where we're going, there's also mall etiquette. I noticed a lot of people would do things that could be annoying to anyone walking around them, like being on their phone or stopping all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you have experienced that, that's another level of being annoyed. Like, you know, especially when it's packed and it's really busy and someone's like, all of a
Stopping
sudden.
in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly, exactly. Like not even moving away or something. So things do happen in a mall. What is your, I would say, things to do in a mall list and things to not do in a mall list?
Well, definitely, like you said, please don't stand in the way. Please make sure that people are actually trying to walk and pass through. And sometimes they'd be having these strollers, their kids' strollers, and they're everywhere because they have usually their maids, and you know, they're stuck in the middle of nowhere, and the parents are all over in a different place, and people are trying to walk basically, and it's really busy. Like, please learn to have the etiquette of knowing that there are actually people who are trying to move, you know? We're on the move, and it's a mall, and people are just stopping in the middle of nowhere. I always seem to have that problem, and I try to be very respectful about it most of the time. But sometimes they're not even listening. They're not even watching. And when I call, they're not even turning around. And I'm like, excuse me. That's when they're like, oh, what's wrong? What happened? I'm like, well, you're just standing in the way. That's it.
Yeah, like, where am I going to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I kind of have a long list, honestly. I don't like it when people just whatever you just said, like people walking right in front of you, but also people like walking next to you and then they bump into you like it's nothing. I'm like, why is it so disrespectful?
Yeah.
Why can't you just make some space? And also, if you're generally walking straight and then someone suddenly decides to turn,
they just want to hit you. It's like, are you doing it on purpose?
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, that is so disrespectful. Like, you should let me pass first, and then you just turn and move on for your life. But this is this is the next level. Like, generally, I would want to kill a person, but I want to try to stay civilian as
we just killed them in our head.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like hold myself, but also, I don't like when the kids, they just run around.
Oh, I do not like when the kids run around.
They run around. But also, I get it. They're kids. They just want to play. So I really cannot hate on that.
Yeah, but our parents never let us go wild like that in public.
No.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd get slapped.
Yeah. Yeah, 100% I would.
But also, they don't have what we have. Like, back at the time, we had so much. Like, we had places to go to run, parks and everything. But now everything is indoors.
Yeah. It's true.
So that's why they'd be running around in malls. Usually we don't go to malls. Usually we go to like parks.
Since we're talking about that bit, there's a mall in Kuwait where there is this square, LED square on the ground where it's infested with children. All you see is children running around. And I have to cross from there all the time to be able to go from point A to point B, which is shopping to food.
Yeah.
Best combination ever, right?
Yeah.
And I leave with bruises. Like, actually, yeah, what do you mean? I bruise really fast. So I have like tiny toddlers, like, you know, running into me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're just all over. I know that's where the kids are. Like, that screen was never intended for people to play on it. But if I was a kid too, I'd be excited.
Yeah.
But like, why aren't the parents not
They're just
guiding?
I'm definitely
Watching.
the type. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Watch at least, so that you can be like, okay, just move a tiny bit. People are crossing, or you know, not just like drop them there and go.
Yeah.
Like, this is not childcare.
Yeah.
Honestly.
You know what I also hate? The cars in malls where they're trying to take you from a spot to another.
Yeah.
They're driving right in the middle as well, and I'm like, just pick a lane. Like, honestly, build a lane.
Yeah.
Make sure there's a lane for the cars.
Right.
And also, like the scooters where people use them. I understand some people, they actually have their own circumstances while using the scooter, but also kindly.
I'm like, I'm already,
have a lane, because you're stopping right in the middle, talking to everybody, and then you move. I get it, I respect it, but also like try to be mindful and be on the side, because it's just stopping so much. Because now the malls are very busy. They're not like they used to when you actually have free time. And like you have so much space. I used to go like to different malls like early in the morning. It was nothing. There was no one but me, myself, and I. But now
it's a gathering. You go to the mall in the morning, it's a gathering.
Yeah.
I avoid it in the morning and go the latest I could, like an hour before they close. Because in the morning I'm like, hey, hi, hello, hey, hi, hello.
You're seeing your colleagues basically.
It is so true.
Thank you, colleagues, family,
and it
friends,
make any
people
sense.
I studied with in KG. it's terrible.
I don't want to see these people.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's so true.
So it's uncomfortable.
Oh
no
my
milk in the
God.
morning anymore, guys.
Yeah, it is
Honestly.
so true. It is so true. And like, honestly, the list keeps going on and on and on. But how about this? We go for a quick break and we'll be right back.
A place I haven't been to in such a long time is the food court.
Yeah.
But I remember what it was like to find a table. It was a hunt, honestly. Finding a table was the hardest thing you can do. Like, it's not even waiting in the lines or deciding what you were going to eat in a big group. It's like, where are we going to go?
Yeah.
And whoa, if you are a big group, it's over. I would recommend you find the table, then order the food. Because by the time you find the table, if the food has already been ordered, like it's cold, it's freezing.
You're going to eat standing, basically.
Exactly. It's going to be terrible. And I passed by a food court recently also in Dubai, and same thing. There wasn't one seat.
It's busy.
One seat. It was busy, and I was like, no. So do you have a game plan usually when you're looking for a table, or do you just give up? Like, what do you do?
I already gave up a long time ago on everything. Yeah, it's insane because you know, usually when I do get to order my stuff, like I order my food right away, especially when you're talking about a food court. Order my food and then get straight to the, you know, where I'm seated. And I don't usually find it a hassle or a big problem because I normally go at times where there's no people, there's not much around. And usually I'm eating in a different restaurant rather than my family or whoever I'm going with because we all have different tastes. So that's the kind of a problem that I face most of the time is that, okay, I'm craving like Asian food most of the time and they're craving something else and or they either want to have mechbous or whatever you want to think about. So I'm just like, you know what? Just let me have my own thing, and if I have to sit alone, that's fine. You know, you guys enjoy it.
That's so true. Lately, I've been very picky about my calories. Unless I really want to eat something, I don't care. I'm splitting up. But
well, the food court, I don't like it much because it is always busy. Unless if you, as you said, if you pick the right timing for that. I usually go with like families, so what we do is we just spread around to find the right table, and then if you find a table, good luck, because if you find a table, there's no chairs.
I was just gonna
and
say that's a syndrome. That's a real syndrome.
And it's just like a long thing. It could take like from 10 minutes to like an hour, and I am just not here for that. But yeah, and it's not my thing no more. So that's why I go to like restaurants.
Yeah.
And then like I have to go there. I'm like, is there a waiting list? If there's a waiting list, then I'm going to another restaurant because I'm not waiting no more. I cannot. I just don't like it. But I'd rather have a waiting list than like go look for a table.
I would rather have a waiting list and then go do a few things till they call me.
Yeah, because like the table thing is just like a hassle, and then you have to wait.
And plus I think we actually surrendered the food courts a long time ago.
Yeah, that's
I think
so
especially
true.
for the GCC countries. We're like we expired from that place, and now we're just going to different restaurants. Before it used to be so much fun, but now we just stopped going there.
Now it's only kids and teenagers.
And if you go there, you're always gonna find a table. There's always chairs. There's always everything. Everything is available. That is so true.
Definitely.
Now that we don't want it, it's there.
It's so true.
Honestly, that's very
That's an
true.
amazing observation because like I never really realized that.
Sad story, but it's the truth.
And
It's
because
the truth.
also because you get things delivered to you.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
Do we even leave the house?
And plus, we have officially normalized eating in your car with a show playing on your phone.
That is so true.
We have officially normalized that.
Yeah.
You know, so I would rather eat from the comfort of the car rather than be in a food court with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I do that a lot. I remember when COVID hit, they came out with those tables that they would put in the windows. So you'd have to have the windows down. And I was like very confused about it, right? And now we don't even need that table. We're that good at eating in the car, and I feel like it's more common for me to do that than to go down and eat somewhere.
So true.
Definitely.
It is so true. And I'm also like, as well as you said, I am not sitting to eat anywhere. I usually take things for takeaway. I don't know why. I'm just more comfortable staying at home, eating there.
We're becoming
than, like,
more.
Yeah, I'm becoming more closeted, like isolated.
We're becoming isolated, introverted. I don't know if it's after COVID or what.
Honestly,
I think I've always been the same.
I'm always thinking it's COVID.
Me too. Honestly, me too. Because I had social anxiety for the longest time after COVID.
And it's true. There's studies that prove that, to be fair.
But also, is it the age too?
It's both.
Like, let's bring up the elephant in the room.
It's both.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
both.
Sad story, but it's the truth.
But the thing is, I genuinely enjoy the moments of going to a food court though, because it brings so much memories. I remember, like, I swear, I remember when I was a kid, and it was like the best thing ever.
Oh, it was the best.
Oh yeah, and you would get your bags, your family would be sitting and resting. But how about this? We'd be resting for a little bit. Let's just go for a quick break and we'll be right back.
Free samples are a real thing, and I get really excited when they're available, but I notice I prefer if they are from makeup brands where they are sealed. It's not a food item. The free samples of food items, you know, when they're on trays and you get to try it.
No.
I could never. Because I'm thinking about whose hands have been on it, who prepared them, who sneezed somewhere next to this.
So true.
I can't. There's no way. It needs to be sealed.
But like the only thing that I would like to try as a free sample is ice cream.
Okay. Oh yeah, you mean like from the thing?
That's it.
Oh no, that's fine.
Actually,
give me all the flavors.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna try all.
Okay, good.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, we're doing that, of course. Even if I know what it tastes like, honestly.
But you know what? I had the greatest free sample in my life. I actually got a full Mexican dish. Like, you got the wrap burrito, and then you got like a nachos, and you got the drink.
That is amazing.
That was in England, girl. I was getting all free samples. I was getting also like, you know, energy drinks. I was getting donuts for free. Oh, I loved it.
That is so cool.
I swear. And
I think we're moving.
Yeah, and that was like the only reason I was super happy about my life there. My mom, she was not even worried about me because I was getting free food and everything.
Nice.
And it was just like free samples, and I would be the only one getting it, or like few people selective, like they select certain people, and I'll be like the one like getting that.
Nice.
And I was so grateful. I love free samples in food, especially if it's sealed or if it's fresh, or exactly as you said, like it's an ice cream or something. But if it was open, I'm not eating it. And also, I like free samples of like perfumes.
Same.
I love them, and a lot of times they're great.
I like the skincare and the makeup.
I don't
love
use
it.
Skincare, makeup, just give it all. Give it to me.
No, the closed ones that you
they're closed.
You like buy something and they give you like, you know,
free samples.
Definitely not open.
I don't.
Definitely not open.
Definitely not the ones there, you know.
One time, because one time a lady in the store made me try a product, and you know where they use these samples, right?
Yeah.
The testers. So she actually tried to put it on. I was like, no, thank you. I don't want anything on my skin. And then she goes, no, let me try it. It's clean. And I'm like,
no way.
Next thing you know, I had a rash all over the place.
Oh, wow, there you go.
It was the worst thing. It was nasty, and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. So, like,
thank you.
If that, please, I don't like to touch it. I would put a little bit on my skin. Even that, I'd still be getting rash on my skin.
So
right on my hands.
Because, ladies, the amount of bacteria and germs, I'm just going to sound like an old lady right now.
Well,
I miss the old days when I was clueless and I didn't understand all of this. Okay, so we all know by now I'm very OCD when it comes to cleanliness and all of these things. Last year, I tried on something in a store, and then a week later, a rash creeped up on my body.
That's
and
crazy.
it was something you get from being in a public pool or trying on clothes in a fitting room or doing anything like that. And I was definitely not in pool anytime, you know, back then. And I could remember the exact moment where I tried on something, and that's how I got my rash. And since I already wash everything I buy before I wear it, and since then, honestly, I'm even scared to try things on, but I still do, unfortunately. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. But ladies, I feel like we spoke a lot today. Let's wrap up.